What it do, y'all? It's your boy ShinobiRadixan, and this is part 2 of the personality quizzes. So in the last one, I said that there was like 2 different tests that I wanted to do. Completely forgot like the second one, like the name of it. I can like picture it in my head. For some reason, I can't remember it. So we're gonna go with the Enneagram test. So this one's actually really interesting. This one you gotta pay to go ahead and take it. But there is a lot of shit that goes into it. Very different from the Myers-Briggs test, but as you can see, it's a lot of shit. I'm not gonna read through all of this shit. We're just gonna cover the basics, but I highly recommend that you go ahead and look into it a little bit deeper than just what we're gonna like cover real quick before going into it. It's good to go ahead and just get the basics of it because there's a whole bunch of shit that goes into it. So basically, there's these 9 different points. When you take the test, when you get the results, you're gonna lean more to one of them, but it's still gonna show you how much you lean into the other ones. Explanation covers the basics that you will need to understand how the Enneagram works and will be especially helpful for beginners, which is us. As you will see, only a few simple concepts are needed to begin your journey of self-discovery. The Enneagram, however, is ultimately subtle and complex, as you will appreciate the more you see or the more you use it in your life. For additional guidelines, there's other personality tests, but the one that we're taking is gonna go up until 9. So your basic personality type. From one point of view, the Enneagram can be seen as a set of 9 distinct personality types, with each number on the Enneagram denoting one type. It is common to find a little of yourself in all 9 of the types, although one of them should stand out as being closest to yourself. This is your basic personality type. Everyone emerges from childhood with one of the 9 types dominating their personality, with inborn temperament and other prenatal factors being the main determinants of our type. This is one area where most all of the major Enneagram authors agree. So basically, the reason why I really gravitated towards this one when I was looking up different tests to go ahead and take is because just like your day-to-day life, your mood changes, your interests change, your feeling towards certain things change, and this kind of tries to explain why that is, because you're gonna have your basic personality essentially as your kind of like resting personality, I guess you would say, and then the other ones just depend on the situation that you're in. Several more points can be made about the basic type itself. People do not change from one basic personality type to another. The descriptions of the personality types are universal and apply equally to males and females, since no type is inherently masculine or feminine. Not everything in the description of your basic type will apply to you all the time, because you fluctuate constantly among the healthy, average, and unhealthy traits that make up your personality type. The Enneagram uses numbers to designate each of the types because numbers are value neutral. The numerical ranking of the types is not significant. A large number is no better than a smaller number. No type is inherently better or worse than any other. While all the personality types have unique assets and liabilities, some types may be considered to be more desirable than others in any given culture or group. But that's just a very, very brief explanation of what it is. It goes into detail on all this shit, but we're gonna dive straight into the actual test. 144 oh my, we're gonna be flying through some of these because all right, question 1. I've been romantic and imaginative. I've been pragmatic and down to earth. Okay, so this is just different. This is statements on how I feel. Well, I have not been romantic at all. Imaginative, I would say so. Pragmatic and down to earth. Let's just go with this one. That one feels like more me. I have tended to take on confrontations. I have tended to avoid confrontations. Neither of these really apply. I have typically been diplomatic, charming, and ambitious. I have typically been direct, formal, and idealistic. I mean, I have ambitious goals, but I've been idealistic about it. So I guess this one. I've been more of a street smart survival. I've been more of a high-minded idealist. I think right now, high-minded idealist. Haven't needed a hustle, Others have depended on my insight and knowledge, my strength and decisiveness. Oh, this one This one's actually interesting because I've had a lot of people come up to me and we share the same goals, share the same visions. So I want to say insight and knowledge because they come to me asking what I might be doing or how I go about things. As far as like strength and decisiveness, I don't really think anybody's come to me for that kind of advice. So we're going for insight and knowledgeable. This question, neither of these options, I feel like. So it's my reluctance to get too involved has gotten me into trouble with people. My eagerness to have people depend on me has gotten me into trouble with them. I mean, I've gotten into like dependent relationships and that hasn't turned out right, but it not necessarily has gotten me in trouble with them. And then a reluctantness to get involved with people. I mean, I stick to myself, but it never has caused me trouble with people. I guess this one, since it's somewhat close to what has happened, but I'm often worried that I'm missing out on something better. I've often worried that if I let down my guard, someone will take advantage of me. Oh, I don't necessarily like ever think, am I, what I'm doing now, could I be doing something better? Because I always feel like you have room for improvement. I think this is more asking like, if I could be doing something else, would that be the better option? And then this one, if I let my guard down, someone would take advantage of me. I always have my guard up now. This one would be better, the better of the two, just because I don't necessarily second guess like what I'm doing necessarily, So I guess this is the better of the two. Who motivates people by pointing out consequences and not following advice? Like, I always try to like when people ask me like, oh, like, what are your plans? Like, what do you want to do? I always, tell them my end goals and the things that I want to do with my life. And, that drives them and makes them like want to do, what they want to do on a creative like perspective. Because when they hear like I want to do YouTube and music, they admire it because they can see that right now the main focus is YouTube. But yeah, no, who the fuck does that shit, bro? No, big plans and motivate. This question, I'm actually really surprised because it's this one for sure. My values and lifestyle have, or no, wait, wrong one. It's this one. My values and lifestyles have remained fairly consistent. This one to me is really interesting because I've like some people, their values like end up like fluctuating as life goes by and as their environment changes. I've tended to pretty much just flatline. There's some things where I've like changed my mind about very slightly, but overall, like even through like everything that I've been through, it's been consistent. Oh, this one is just spot on. I have been so involved in my own projects that I have become isolated from others, not just from others, but from myself too. There's some days where like I'll just go in on a video and then like after like 7 or 8 hours, I'm like, oh shit, I should probably eat because I haven't eaten all day. And it's weird because like you get into like this groove and you're just going in on the video, cutting it up, doing the edits, yada yada, whoopty whoop, and then you're just so focused on it that you forget like these other like basic necessities like getting water or eating or just taking like a break. It's something that I've been trying to work on because it's definitely not a healthy thing to do, not eating or drinking, things like that. Not taking a break, like that's cool, but make sure you stay hydrated and don't starve yourself. On this one, I've trained my body. As soon as I hit the bed, it's lights out. It takes probably not even fucking 5 minutes. I just close my eyes and it's the morning, which is something that I used to not be able to do. But now that I just like, I get up, do my grind, everything that I need to do, as soon as I'm done, just lay down on the bed, lights out. Oh yeah, this one definitely, much of my difficulty with people has come from not caring about social conventions. I'm like I'm a different breed when it comes to like partying and drinking and all that, because I don't partake in it, you know what I mean? Like I'll go to like a kickback or something with the homies and I'll just like be there, because they there, but other than that, nah. Oh, this question kind of goes to like that old, give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach him how to fish, feed him for a lifetime. Always show people like how to help themselves, because then they get the confidence to go ahead and start doing it on their own, and they start becoming independent and build themselves up. All right, last 10. So overcoming inertia has been one of my main problems. Being unable to slow down has been one of my main problems. Definitely slowing down, because whenever I get into that groove, it's hard for me to stop. I usually have followed my conscience and reason. Follow my feelings and impulses? Absolutely not. Go with the logic first. I have often wondered why people focus on the negative when there's so much that's wonderful about life. I have often wondered why people are so happy when so much in life is messed up. And this one's kind of weird. Focus on the negative, because there's some things that you gotta bring attention to because they're negative, and then there's other times where like people are just going about their day when, you know, just in their backyard some messed up shit is going on. I guess this one, just for the sake of pressing topics and situations that should be addressed. All right, let's see what we get. Holy shit, look at that. 26 and 25. Really close with type 1 and type 5. The reformer and the investigator. Okay, so we'll check both of those out. Generally, ones are, what the fuck? I don't know how to pronounce that word, but it's that. Sensible, responsible, idealistic, ethical, serious, self-disciplined, orderly, and feel personally obligated to improve themselves and their world. Ones get into conflicts by being opinionated, impatient, irritable, rigid, perfectionist, critical, and self-critical, sarcastic, and judgmental. At their best, ones are tolerant, accepting, discerning, wise, humane, prudent, principled, fair, and able to delay rewards for a higher good. I agree with that. Recognizing ones. Holy shit. There is a lot. Type 1 exemplifies the desires to be good, to live up to the highest ethical standards, and to effect positive changes in the world. While a number of types care about achieving goals, ones are particularly aware of how they achieve their goals. Were they honorable? Did they use their resources wisely? Were they fair and truthful? Ones are people of high standards, and they expect themselves and others to live by those standards as much as possible. They tend to see things in terms of long-range objectives, and they can be aware of how current actions might affect future situations. I highly fucking agree with that. I've always lived for the future and not in the present. I've always done that, just because with my family, we've had to go ahead and do that. We've had to work our asses off in the present to go ahead and have a better future. It's just what I'm used to. Most ones report feeling a powerful sense of mission, a deep feeling of purpose that they remember from their early childhood. Oh my god, this is so fucking weird. They sense that they are here for a reason, and unlike some other types, they have a fairly clear idea of what that reason is. This sense of mission impels ones to rise to their highest standards, to make personal sacrifices, and to evaluate themselves regularly to see if they are falling short of their ideals. They feel that they must live a balanced, sensible life in order to have the clarity and inner resources necessary to fulfill their purpose. That's so weird. I literally just explained it when we were reading that, and it says right here, they remember it from their early childhood. But yeah, I get that from my mama. Okay, well, since we got close to 1 and 5, we can go ahead and read the brief description for 5 and see what's up with that. So generally, 5s are focused, observant, curious, insightful, expert, studious, complex, receptive, whimsical, profound, unsentimental, exploratory, and independent. 5s get into conflicts by being detached, preoccupied, high-strung, isolated, impractical, unconventional, uncompromising, extreme, and provocative. Holy shit. At their best, 5s are visionary, pioneering, innovative, objective, understanding, playful, compassionate, and non-attached. Recognizing 5s. Type 5 exemplifies the human desire to understand, to look beneath the surface of things, and to arrive at deeper insights about reality. 5s prefer the life of the mind, both as a way of understanding the world and, given the unlimited power of imagination, as a way of escaping from aspects of reality. It would not be far-fetched to say that for many 5s, the inner world of the mind and imagination is more real and vivid than the external world. 5s tend to have an experience and then spend many hours, days, even years understanding it and its broader context. I agree. Yeah, I learned a lot from my experiences and then other people's experiences too. 5s are also highly innovative and inventive. They love tinkering around, playing with concepts, and overturning the accepted ways of doing things. This can produce extremely valuable, practical, and original works and discoveries, or simply entertain them for many hours with no practical results. At their best, very high functioning fives become visionaries and discoverers, broadly comprehending the world while penetrating it profoundly. Okay, that's got a little saucy there. They're remarkably open-minded, understanding things precisely and as a whole. They begin to feel a deep connection with their fellow human beings and with the universe, and they often dedicate themselves to using their skills and knowledge to relieve human suffering and ignorance. Relieve looked like it was spelled weird or something. I don't know, I think I've been staring at fucking letters all day. They may contribute pioneering discoveries of something entirely new for the enrichment of humanity. At their best, fives combine the wisdom and perceptiveness of their minds with heart and courage in ways that truly bring something new and valuable into the world. Okay, so I can see why 5 and 1 are so close with like my results, and then there's type 8 on there, but I guess we can read this. Generally, 8s are strong, assertive, resourceful, independent, determined, action-oriented, pragmatic, competitive, straight-talking, shrewd, and insistent. 8s get into conflicts by being blunt, willful, domineering, forceful, defiant, confrontational, bad-tempered, rageful, cynical, and vengeful. At their best, 8s are honorable, heroic, empowering, generous, gentle, constructive, initiating, decisive, and inspiring. Okay, so I could see why that one I got fairly close, because this one was 21. 5 was, well, the thing said tied for a second, but we got 25 for type 5, and then type 1 was 26. I highly recommend this one because this one has a shit ton of stuff, and it tells you your top 3 ones and breaks it all down for you. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff like relationship stuff, I guess, like their passion type compatibility. So it gives you like different like insights on all of them too. I highly recommend this one. It was only like $12. Well worth it though, because you get all this info and then it gets you like the different combinations and stuff, like the breakdown of that. So really cool. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, because I had a lot of fun. This one is actually like the most like crazy, like closer to who I think I am. The Myers-Briggs one is really cool too. I enjoyed that one. I think that one's more of like an all-around kind of one. This one is like very more like, let's get a little bit deeper on, you know, the different aspects of you. So I highly recommend this one. And if you guys take it or decide to take it, go ahead and let me know what you guys got. I want to see if we can get some compatible matches. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and like the video, sub, click the bell icon, follow me on Twitter, all that good shit, because tomorrow is our fucking 1 year of doing YouTube. Doing YouTube consistently. That it's honestly been quite the roller coaster. I appreciate y'all so much. Much love, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace. SD, she's always on my mind. I got to fit it, baby. I'm